How you doing, everyone? This is Juan Gutierrez, Mo Love, coming at you with another video. Um, I said yesterday that I was gonna go and make a video with me on the treadmill, but it so happens that I couldn't make it today. Plus the weather was a little bad today. I don't make that as an excuse, but I'm just saying. So what I did was I got some stretch bands and I got some dumbbells and I stood home and I started doing some calisthenics. Calisthenics, I feel, is one of the best methods you can use in order to chisel your body and get cut up. Because the way I started off with calisthenics. I made sure that I can master push ups, I did dips, and a lot of pull ups. I can't do pull ups here because I have nowhere to do pull ups then, but usually I go to the park and I do some pull ups there. So, it's a way because usually when you lift a lot of weights, that's how you see people, that are bulky, people that want to develop more muscle, but after they stop lifting weights for a while, you can tell that they start getting deflated. They start looking small. And it's because when you lift weights or you're doing powerlifting or you're lifting free weights, it doesn't stick with you for very long. Calisthenics, in another hand, what it does is that it works from the inside out. So while you're doing calisthenics, you're developing more muscle, and at the same time, you're losing weight. So I feel that it's much better like that. You know, I feel that a lot of people that are going to go into the gym, I feel that it's much better for you to take and first start doing some calisthenics. It's the same thing as doing cardio. you know a lot of people do a lot of cardio and they look thin and they don't look like they have so many muscle, but they're in shape. you know um they have endurance, which is something that a lot of people don't have, because some people that lift weights, if you tell them to run from here to the corner, they probably won't even make it, because they're so busy lifting weights and that they're not taking care of their inner body. So that's why I say that it's good doing calisthenics. Pull-ups is one of the best things that you can do, because pull-ups, you're working with the entire body, you're pulling yourself up. you know Listen, when I first started, I started with one. I couldn't even do two. I couldn't do three. I started with one, but I kept doing it. I kept trying. Eventually, I started doing two. I got up to three, and then I got up to 10. And I kept going and kept going until I became, and I mastered it. And I found that is a way that you can develop your form much faster. It's a way to work out that you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel like you're really working out. And if you're gonna do both, it's very good also, because what I usually do is that when I don't go work out, I do calisthenics. So usually, if you're gonna let's say you're gonna go to the gym for 3 days in a week. So okay, you do Monday, you do weights. Tuesday you can do calisthenics. Wednesday you go back and you do weights, and then you alternate. And when you alternate like that, what I'm saying, you gain and you achieve what you want to achieve much faster. you know and this is something that I always incorporate. I love calisthenics. you know I feel that everyone should do it. I mean, have you ever seen individuals that can lift a whole bunch of weights, but it's hard for them to do 25 push-ups? Because, like I said, calisthenics and lifting weights is two different forms. Lifting weights, it's something that people do for mass. Doing calisthenics is something that people do to cut up. And, eventually I'm going to start showing you some of these methods. I just started posting these videos. So, I'm taking my time. I know it's not a race, it's a journey. So I'm going to take my time so I can make sure that I'm reaching people and I'm giving them the right information, that they can learn out of all the videos that I post. And I can also learn from you if you leave your comments in the bottom section. you know um I can get back to you and I can let you know if you feel like you can't do anything, or you don't know how to do anything. As far as working out, you can ask and I will answer you back. I promise you that. Please show me some love, some likes, and subscribe to my channel and share so other people, can learn from these channels. And like I said, I'm here for you, because I won't get nowhere if it isn't for you, and this is where I'm here for, and I'm hope you can learn something from me like I could learn from you. So thank you. I'll get back to you tomorrow. May God bless you and your families. Have a great day.